Excellent. Right, if you are just joining, pop your name in, say hello. We are doing an energizing session today that's going to be kind of break from your desk. It's a posture session, so I really want you to feel open at the end of the session, a little bit taller, a little bit longer, and just better than when you started. So we're going to begin with feet hip distance and parallel. Let's give the shoulders a little roll back just a couple of times. And just really start to release the neck and shoulders. If you've been sitting at a desk for the morning, like I have today, I've been doing lots of one-to-ones at my desk, then you're probably finding that you're a little bit slouched. You might find that your shoulders are rolling forwards a little bit. You might find that your neck is pushing out a little bit. All of these things really make a difference to our posture. Posy, lovely to see you here. I'm glad you made it. Let's take a second just to roll those shoulders out. We just go backwards because it just helps to open out the chest. And just take a couple of breaths here. Just check that your feet are roughly parallel in hip distance. We're beginning with some roll downs when you're ready. So we're going to take the chin to the chest, duck that chin in. Try and keep your body nice and tall. Don't fold forwards yet. So we're just popping the chin in so we get some space down the back of the neck. Again, that bit gets quite crunched up when we're looking at a laptop. So let's then continue that movement and curl down. Allow the ribs to sort of tuck in. Let the shoulders come forwards. Keep that head nodded down. So you're looking towards your belly or your pelvis as you curl down. Crown of the head leads the way. We go straight down. Don't worry about where you end up. You can definitely soften your knees here. Let those arms relax, shoulders relax, head relax. Take a big breath in. And exhale, and let's build it back up. Scooping from the belly. Rolling up along the length of your spine, coming up to standing, shoulder roll backwards. Take an inhale here. Let's go again. Keep that spine nice and tall. You're going to duck your chin into your chest. So we lengthen out the back of the neck. Then with control, you peel down. Imagine you're against a brick wall and you're just going to peel your vertebra one at a time away from that brick wall. Keep some connection in your tummy. Can you feel your belly pulling into your lower back? Like you're almost trying to pull your tummy away from your trousers. Coming all the way down, let's soften those knees here. Can you make sure your head is still relaxed? Could you take a little no, shake of the head for no, or a nod of the head for yes, just to really release that neck. Pause here. When you're ready, press the feet into the floor, lift through the belly and bring yourself up. Now this time we're going to take the arms up. We're going to lift the ribs, lift the chest, look up, reach up, and then circle those arms round. And as you circle them round, just pop those ribs back in so that you're back into a good position. We're going to go again. Chest is open. Let's take chin in, curl down. Now we're staying down on this one, so don't go too far if you feel a little wobbly. Pausing at your end range, wherever you feel that is for you today. Let's soften those knees again. Let's take hold of the forearms and you're just going to swing your chest from side to side. Now when you do this, can you think of trying to keep your pelvis still? So it's just your upper body that's moving. Your tummy is pulling up to your spine and your feet are evenly weighted to the ground. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. When you're ready, let go of those arms. Grab hold of your feet, your ankles or your shins, and then you're going to bend the knees and then extend the legs. We bend and extend. Now let that head drop. Don't be looking forwards. Don't look at the ground. Look up at the tummy. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach up. Push the heels into the ground. Keep those feet nice and even in weight distribution. Get that stretch down the backs of the legs as you extend up. So it's like your tailbone, your sit bones stick up to the ceiling. Really tip that pelvis up. Keep the head nice and low, chest nice and low, shoulders relaxed. Let's take one more. And then when you're ready, curling up. Now we want to find an extension now. So we lift up through the chest, lift those arms up. Reach up, lift the ribs, keep that tummy on, but lift the rib cage like you're pulling a piece of string up to the ceiling, really lifting from that sternum as you reach up, and then circle back round, circling those arms and relax there. When you're ready, bring yourselves down to hands and knees, and we're taking this into a cat on hands and knees here. So 4-point position. Let's draw the shoulders back. In this position, just check that you're not sinking into your lower back. You want to just lift and pick up that tummy like you're pulling your belly up to your spine. Can you think of pressing the floor away a little bit so you create a little bit of a puff up through the upper back? Can you stick your tail out so your bottom is pushing back towards the wall behind you? Now from here, we're going to take a tail wag. Keep your upper body still, look to the ground, and we're going to wag the tail to the left and then wag the tail across to the right. So your weight distribution doesn't change, you just move your pelvis. And what this does, what this kind of replicates quite, or what this switches on quite nicely, is a good connection into the tummy. You start to think of your spine in sections, like we're just moving the pelvis here. We're not moving the neck, the head or the shoulders. We're keeping that all connected and we're organised with the body, but we're really just thinking of isolating that lower part, that pelvis, that lower back, lumbar spine. But we need some control, so we pick up the tummy and we pull that into the spine as we do this. Finish at centre, pick up the tummy a little bit more, and this time allow that spine to round. So you're looking down towards, you're looking up even towards your belly, your tail is pointing to the floor, your head's relaxed, your shoulders are pulling back. Hold it here. And then when you're ready, release to a flat back. Now, if this is too much on your wrists, you're very welcome to come up onto your knuckles. Let's go again. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your tail under, scoop your belly up, pull the pelvic floor up, engage your glutes, relax your head, and then release to a flat back. Now, this time, instead of stopping at a flat back, we're going to take it a bit further. We're going to start to look forwards. Can you stick your bottom out and open your chest? So you're looking ahead of you, you're sticking the bum out, your lower back has dropped, but you haven't lost control of that tummy. Keep pulling it up. And then from here, we wrap it all back round into a cat. Pull the belly up, tuck your tail, drop your head, look to your tummy. Send the tail to the floor. Let around, extend again. We stick the bottom out. We reach that chest forwards. Imagine that piece of string on your sternum again now, and it's being pulled to the front of the room. And then we wrap it back around into our cat again. And we go again, extending, lengthening that spine, reaching the chest through, sticking the bottom out, shoulders back, and then we wrap it back under and round up. Now pause here. We're going to keep this connection in the tummy. Can you keep an awareness of the belly pulling up, but find your way back to a flat back? Now you want to keep that tummy pulling up because we're going to take this into a high plank next. So I'm going to shuffle forward so you can actually see. Shoulders pull back. Remember that belly's pulling up, and if you need to take it into a little cat, just a tiny tuck, just to support that tummy, you can. Shoulders pull back, take one leg behind you, tuck the toes, straighten that leg. Again, join it with the other leg, and we hold here. Now make sure that bottom hasn't gone up to the ceiling. Try and keep it like a plank, but you might need to just tuck that tail ever so slightly to keep the belly engaged. Let's think of the shoulders pulling away from the ears. Can you press the floor away? Can you make sure your head hasn't dropped? Your legs are strong, your belly's up. Loads to think about always in Pilates. If you're not thinking about it, it's usually wrong. Let's take a knee down, join it with your second knee, and then sit your bottom back to your heels. You might be more comfortable with knees apart or knees together, I don't mind. And then just reach your arms forwards. Lengthening those fingertips away, tail goes back towards your heels. Don't worry if you're not there today, that's fine. Just know that that's where we're heading, bottom back onto heels. So we're working on that hip and knee flexibility to get you there. We want to find a nice release in the spine here. So really think of breathing deeply into the back of the pelvis, the back of the lumbar spine, the sides of the ribs. And when you're ready, we're coming all the way back up and we're going to come to sitting. Now you could be sitting on a chair for this if you prefer. This is a really good one to do at your desk. But if you're uncomfortable with your legs in front of you, which some people are, you can definitely do this on a chair. You're going to have knees bent, and I'd like you to keep your feet flat so you know when your feet are too far away because your toes will ping off the floor. So bring them in a little bit. Have your hands around the backs of your thighs and get yourself right up onto your sit bones. That might mean you need to sit on a block or a cushion or a book just to get you that bit higher so you can really find those bony bits. Lift tall, open the chest. When you're ready, you're going to scoop your tummy into your spine and round your spine so that your eye line drops down towards your belly button or towards your pelvis. And then we lift all the way back up again. Now we're keeping the hands behind the thighs because we're just rounding and straightening. We're not moving anywhere yet. We're just scooping and lifting. And when we lift here, try and think of a nice rod of steel traveling across the front of these collarbones. So there's none of this, there's no collapsing forwards. It's a nice open chest. So that even as you round, keep that chest open. Make the work come from the lower back. rather than just collapsing forwards into the upper back. Keep that rod of steel and now stick your bottom into the ground and lift up nice and tall, opening that chest, shoulders down, nice and long through the spine. We go again, round, tuck the tail, scoop the belly under, keep the chest open and extend, lift up nice and tall. Let's add a breath. So we exhale round and we inhale, lift. Find that breath, find that focus, keep going, exhale round. Adding in a breath cycle is really good for boosting energy. It encourages us to just follow a sequence, a breath cycle. It encourages us to concentrate on what we're doing. It increases cognitive function because very often you'll want to breathe in the opposite way to how I'm telling you to breathe. Exhale to round, inhale to lift. Let's lift and extend that spine, drop your shoulders. Let's do that 2 more times. Round on the exhale, inhale, lift. Opening that chest, getting that nice straight spine. Imagine as you lift that you've got that piece of string now attached to the top of your head. So it's extending you up. Can you pause here in this tall position? Again, you can be on your chair. Can you take your hands away and place them behind the back of your head? Can you interlink your fingers? Elbows will be in peripheral vision and you're going to push your head into your hands. What I don't want is you to be here. So if you're here, take your hands to your temples and then you'll get a little bit more height. But if you can and you're flexible enough, take your hands behind your head. Don't worry if you can't today. Remember, they're just knowing where we're heading. Lift up tall, crown of the head to the ceiling, sit bones into the ground. We rotate to the side. Rotate that spine and then back to center. Rotate the other way. Now keep the shoulders down away from the ears. But let's lift up through the belly, like we're pulling the belly away from the trousers, away from your waistband. Can you feel a little bit of lift from pelvic floor? Is that too much for today? Don't worry if it is, if that's a step too far in the organising or the concentration. Don't worry if it is, but just know that that's where we're heading. Shoulders down, crown of the head high. We rotate to the side and then we lengthen back to centre like we're lifting the spine. Extend, extend, extend. Let's do, after this one more in each direction. We are turning, legs are still, if you can keep them still, ideal. Lift tall, one more, shoulders down. Can you draw those shoulder blades down into your back pockets, but lift the chest. Pause here and relax, let go and release. Come down onto your backs, make your way down to the floor. We're gonna take a little spine twist. So when we sit at a desk all day, as I said, the shoulders come forwards quite a bit. So we really want to open that. So I'm going to encourage you to take your arms open into this sort of goalpost position. If that's uncomfortable, take them to a T and you can even have them a little bit lower. They don't need to be quite all the way out wide. But what we're really looking for here is a space, creating a space across the front of the chest. Anchor your tail to the floor. Bring your knees and feet together so they're touching. Now, can you reach your arms or elbows, if you've got them bent, out to the sides even a little bit further? Can you just check that your ribs aren't popping off the ground, that they're soft and they're in contact with the floor? And then just hold here and take some big breaths, breathing into the armpits, breathing into the sides of the ribs, creating a bit of space across the chest. So what we're doing here is we're just telling the muscles, the pecs, muscles of the front of the shoulders, the deltoids, we're telling all that to switch off. We want that to just relax and we want to find a bit of movement elsewhere. So we're going to keep those knees together, but we're going to allow the pelvis to tip, and as we tip, the legs go too, and we're just going to tip to about halfway. Now when you do this, can you keep your chest open, your elbows wide, your shoulders down, and then bring those legs back to center. Let's take it the other way. We go over, keeping that openness as your priority through the upper body. It's very easy when we do classes like this that your attention moves to where the movement is happening, and that can be really distracting. And we want to think about focusing on the stable parts instead of the moving parts. The moving parts will happen anyway, but the stable parts won't necessarily. Their body will try and stabilize you and bring you into strength positions that you're comfortable with, where the muscles are at their shortest. So for an example here, if you don't focus on this width across the chest, your shoulders will start to come up around your ears and they'll start to roll inwards. So we've got to keep that space. Inhale over, exhale, pull back. If you can add in a breath cycle, even better. It's another thing to think about. So be mindful if it's a step too far. Draw the tummy in and pull back. Inhale over and exhale. Last one here, rolling to the side, exhale, center. Now pause here, keep the arms where they are. Take your feet to parallel. Now can you make sure that you're resting on your pelvis, on your tailbone, not on your lower back? Tuck your ribs in. When you're ready, bring one leg up to tabletop. Now if this is enough for you, place it back down. Otherwise, bring the second leg up too. And then we go down and down. So either up and down or up, up, down, down. So we lift and we lift, we lower and we lower. Any questions as we go through this, guys, just pop them in the chat. We can come to it at the end. Lift and lift and lower and lower. Now I want you to think about the next one. Can you draw your tummy into your spine like you're tightening a drawstring? Like you're squeezing into a pair of jeans that are just a teeny bit too tight. We all know that feeling, so hold that feeling. Do up that buckle and then bring a leg up. Now before you take your second leg up, can you check those jeans are still done up? Second leg lifts. First leg goes down, but hold the jeans done up. Don't let them pop at this point. And then down again. Now hold that connection. We go up, up, down, and down. Hold the tension. Lift, lift. Are your elbows reaching wide? Are the tips of your fingers reaching wide? Is your chest open? Lift, lift. Lower, lower. Are your ribs on the floor? Is your neck nice and free? Keep going with these. And if you can, on the next one, you're going to pause with both legs up. We take this into a toe tap. We go exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Now make sure the thigh is moving away from the belly, that you're not just bending at the knee like this. That doesn't do anything. We want to add load, so reach and reach. Make sure you aren't arching through your spine, that you're in a neutral position. So tail down, ribs down, collarbones nice and broad. If your arms are getting tense or you're finding this is too much of a stretch, you can take the arms to your sides. Lower, lower. Let's just take two more here. And then we're going to hold it here. We're going to take the right leg and we're going to hug it into the chest, reaching the left leg away. Now hold this, squeeze this right leg in. Really grab hold of it. Now keep hold of that with your left hand and take your right arm wide. And then with this right leg, we're going to twist it all the way over to the left. This is like a nightmare for me, left, right, left, right. I can never remember which is which. You're going to take this over to the left. Your right shoulder is on the floor. Don't let that lift. Look to your right hand. And now wherever you've ended up in space, just know that you're trying to get this leg to go heavy. Can you take a breath and let that leg relax a bit more? Could you take another few breaths and sink that foot towards the ground? Can you still hold your shoulder on the ground? Can you keep breathing and taking that breath into the back of the ribs and the side of the ribs? Just take your time. And then when you're ready, we bring that leg back over. We're going to hold on to it again, squeeze it a little bit more into the chest, and then reach it away, let it go. Okay, other side. So we draw the left leg in this time. We're squeezing it in and we're reaching the right leg long. Take a moment with this, hold it, release the compression in the hip. Take your left arm wide to your T shape. Right arm holds on and we twist it over. Now let the pelvis go, but try and keep this shoulder down. If this shoulder lifts, then you've lost your twist. Rotation is one of the most important movements of the spine, but it's probably the one that we do the least. It's where we get tense in the spine. Tension builds up, it reduces our mobility, our ability to move, our ability to connect the muscles, our ability for the core to switch on. Remember, this leg is going heavy. Allow it to go heavy. And this right arm that's holding onto it, just put that hand on the top of the knee and let the weight of that arm rotate you a bit further. You might even get that elbow to the ground. You may not, doesn't matter today. Take some big breaths. As always with classes with Pilates and classes with me, I'll always tell you where we're heading, but it doesn't matter if you're not there today. Just remember that every day is going to move you one step closer. Every session you do, every time you move your body with intention, you're going to come one step closer to full mobility, full range of movement, strength, control, concentration, focus, and all of those things correspond with feeling fit and well. Let's hug this leg in, squeeze it in a little bit longer, hold it here, and release there. And you are done. Relax, come up to sitting, and just take a moment. And just think of how you felt before you started. Maybe roll the shoulders a little bit, how you feel now. I hope that you feel freer and taller and more mobile, more able, more happy to sit at your desk again this afternoon, or a little bit more energized, like you've done something good for yourself. And you have. You want to congratulate yourself because you made it to the mat in the middle of the day when most people aren't. So you've done a really good job for being here. As I said, if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. If you have any questions and you're watching this on a replay, pop them in the chat still. I will answer it, or if I don't, I'm so sure someone else in the group will, but I will if I get to it, if I see it. I'm going to just check in and see how you guys are doing. Well done, Judith, for being here. Well done, Posy. I can't see any other names at the moment, but I can see the little eyeballs at the top, so I see there's a group of you here, which is great. Thank you for being here. Really lovely to be here and join you for a lunchtime session. Any questions, any requests, let me know. Anything that you're stuck with, that you need help with, anything that you think will make you to feel better. Don't forget there's a workshop on the 1st of September, which you can sign up to. The link is in the page, and I'll pop a link at the top of this page as well. But yeah, any questions, let me know. And it's lovely to see you all here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. I hope this was useful. I'll save it to the page, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, guys.